Shohei Ohtani got rocked. All right, it was a big deal because he's hit homers in the last 2 games.
He's had 3 home runs in 2 games against the Yankees. So
right,
this
and
is
he's
his
leading
big
the league with
debut.
28.
Right,
and we know he's also a great pitcher. He entered the game with a 2.6 ERA, I think, or 2.8, one of them. And so I wanted to. The big story in New York today, Rob, is that Aaron Judge, who's obviously the face of the Yankees and one of the faces of the league, if he's healthy.
Right.
But
which he has been this year.
He's been playing well, right. And everybody in New York was like, they were even advertising it as Ohtani versus Judge. And Judge is not in the lineup today. And the only explanation from Aaron Boone was, well, he just needed a rest. Okay. Now, it loses a little bit of its luster that Ohtani goes out there and gives up 7 earned runs in the first inning. Doesn't even get through the first inning. He walked 4 batters. Okay. But still, Rob, I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. I'm tired of the players taking all this rest. And I'm mainly talking about basketball and baseball. Football, they don't do that. I mean, they play pretty much every game. 17 now, 17
and remember,
regular season games.
Right. 16 games
but it's
for the
a
most
tougher
part.
sport.
Right.
I mean, it's physically,
But it's once a week, so it's hard to take off. You know what I mean, Chris? Like, seriously.
And every game means more because you only play so many games. But this, I mean, in basketball, LeBron will sit out when they play in a big game, or Kawhi will sit out. LeBron doesn't really do it I got to give him credit. He does tend to play. But still, you see too many guys sitting out big games for rest. And
remember
in baseball, Rob, I get it. It's 162, but you had to sit out this game? Why?
And remember this, Chris.
I mean, it's disrespectful to the fans, man. I'm tired of it.
It is for the paying customer who wants to see that matchup. And Chris, the Angels only come to the Bronx one time, and the Yankees go there to Anaheim one time, and they play a series, and that's all there is. Yep. So this is Ohtani. That's why Ohtani coming to Broadway and playing Yankee Stadium and hitting the home runs, and then he's on the mound Wednesday to see him throw and pitch, and then the Yankee star is not in the lineup. We want to see Judge against Ohtani at Yankee Stadium. I get it that he could face them in Anaheim or whenever they come out here, or if they've come out here already, I'm not even sure. But my point is, you rob the fans of something that we would want to see. And I think that's where sport. Take another night off. Take a night off when they play the Orioles or some other team. Why does it have to be when there's a marquee matchup? And you're right, a little of the fizzle went out because Ohtani got bombed, because he was wild and gave up a couple of hits. But I still wanted that lineup, that matchup tonight.
It's the principle of it. It's the principle of it, because this isn't the only time. This is happening too often in sports. And what do we hear, Rob? Well, they need their rest. You don't want to overwork them or get them hurt. Where's the evidence that players are getting hurt less? Look at the NBA playoffs.
Right.
Look at baseball. I mean, every pitcher is getting hurt. Jacob DeGrom, who's having an historic year.
Yep.
Why is he only averaging 6 innings a game? Where's the evidence that these guys, in fact, I don't know, because I don't know the numbers. I don't have them in front of me, Rob. But the feeling is that players are injured more now.
I agree with you.
Pitchers are injured more. Basketball players are injured more. Baseball. Judge, and we talk about it, Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, they can't stay on the field.
Cannot stay on the field. And we saw all these great players. Go look at their numbers, Chris. And I don't want to sound like the old man, get off my lawn.
It's just truth.
But Pete Rose and all these, they played every game. Chris, go look. They played 155 out of 162. Right. That's what they played.
Yep.
And they would get like a game off every so often, or maybe they weren't feeling good, but they played like 155. We talked about it. You just brought up Jacob DeGrom. His season, I don't care what his ERA is, Chris, it ain't going to be better than Dwight Gooden, 24-4, with a 1.53 ERA in 16 complete games. It ain't.
Even if he goes 0.6.
Right. I don't care what is it. It ain't going to be better than that.
Right. Because they pitched back in the day. 6 innings? I mean, when you there's no reason to take you out. They're not getting a run. They're taking you out in a shutout.
Crazy.
And I know it's not all DeGrom. I know you got the nerds sitting up there and saying, oh, we got to get him out. He's got so many pitches. And now the managers have bought into it. And DeGrom probably can't even say, now leave me in. I'm pitching. You know, he may want to say that. But it's just gone too far. And Rob, I said it earlier. If you guys are telling us that you can only play a certain number of games, that the science says the human body can't withstand 82 NBA games, 160 baseball games, 162, but play 155, 160, whatever. Then cut the season shorter. I'm sorry.
No, something's got to give because
this is ridiculous, man.
I'm with you. I've never seen more players hurt than we have, and I don't know. They have better doctors, Chris, better trainers, better nutritionists. They make all this money. They got massage. The team has 4 masseuses,
right?
Everything. They
charter flights.
They used to ride coach, 7-footer, 6'10", sitting in coach, Chris, next to me, going to games all over the country.
Early in the morning, right? Early morning.
First flight out.
And look, the money they make, and I know they're only getting basically 50% of the money the sport generates.
Right.
But they're making more money with inflation than the guys back in the day. Obviously, they're making more money, but even if you factor in inflation, they're making way more than the guys back in the day. And the guys back in the day, you hear this a lot, right? Well, they had no choice but to play every game. And no. I mean, yeah, that's what was expected back then, but I think a lot of times they just played it because they wanted to play. I've talked to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was like, I would hate to have the season cut from 82 games. I mean, after he's retired, he said this, like, I want to play every night.
Right, and he did play every night until his last season. He played every game.
Look, I respect these athletes to death. What they do is phenomenal. But you're selling the fans short, man. That's just all there is to it.
And tonight was another example of Yankee fans finally getting a chance to see Ohtani. Remember, Chris, yes, he had a home run the first night. He had 2 home runs last night. But the fans who went to the game tonight, there's no guarantee they were at the other 2 games.
Right.
This was their one chance to see Ohtani, and you want to see Aaron Judge in the lineup against him. I want to see that at bat.